Hello, this is Spellbiter's report on the headlines that you may have missed over the last week from the Unfiltered News and from the Reality Zone. Compiled by G. Edward Griffin's newsletter for June 24th through July 1st, 2011. And there's what's going to happen to Greece if they give in. Foreclosed and sold for defaulted interest payments. Yes, sirree. It's what they want. Now to the headlines for the day. If I can get them just right on here. There we go. U.S. 3 nuclear sites are simultaneously in danger of floods and fire. At present, there is no cause for panic, but precautionary measures are being taken. The danger will last for several more weeks, and there are eerie parallels to Fukushima. Big think, July 1st. Minnesota state government shuts down many non-essential services after the Democrat governor and the Republican legislators disagreed on tax hikes and budget cuts needed to cover the state's $5 billion deficit. Each side is blaming the other. Eliminating non-essential services allows us to see what the proper function of the state really is. Too bad it won't last. Yahoo, July 1st. U.S. The Supreme Court rules that the EPA will have jurisdiction over CO2 emissions from utility companies. EPA already is the center of controversy over its regulations of vehicle emissions. Consequences will be further damage to the economy and zero impact on the environment. It's all about political power and government revenue. Morph City. That's what it's always about. Wilding the countryside. Okay, U.S. The Amazon company terminates 25,000 California affiliates, internet marketeers who advertise Amazon products on their sites. This was triggered by a new California law that requires customers to pay tax on sales traced to California advertisers, even if the customers and the products come from outside the state. California politicians strike again. No new taxes will be collected. Thousands of California internet advertisers will be put out of business, and hundreds will move operations to another state. See, they're destroying California further. OC Register, June 30th. Video, Ron Paul comments eloquently on the Obama statement about Libya, in which Obama said, "I don't even have to get into the constitutional question. I'm above that. I take my orders from the UN and NATO and IMF and CFR, and I don't take it from Congress or the American people." That's it. And that's Obama for you. Obama calls for raising debt ceiling, increased government spending, and higher taxes. The IMF also recommends that course of action, not just for the U.S., but for all nations. Enslave us all and make us all debtors to them. These are exactly what has brought the U.S. and the world to the brink of economic collapse. The only solution is less government spending. Only then can taxes and inflation be lowered, but collectivists will never advocate that because it would reduce their power. Yahoo, June 29th. U.S. The wars in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Pakistan have cost American taxpayers almost $4 trillion. That's money it could have paid everyone's loans off, everything. We could have been a debtless nation with that $4 trillion wasted for the international corporations to get minerals from other countries in the Middle East. That's what it's all about. It has nothing to do with terrorists, because apparently terrorists are everywhere there's mineral wealth and oil. That's what they're trying to tell you. That's why there's terrorists there. There's no terrorists. It's just them. This is the greedy corporate World Bank corporations stealing everything through force. It says another $1 trillion will be paid in interest. Only 8 jobs are created for every 1 million spent on the defense industry. So yeah, 1 job for every million when it should be at least 100,000 jobs for every million. But no, that's not how it works. There's money to be put in somebody's pocket somewhere. This cost is destroying America, but even more costly is the grim loss of human life. America is less secure because of these wars and not more. Reuters, June 29th. Video. Metals like silver and copper are being used in hospitals to reduce bacterial infections and hospital-acquired diseases that now cause 50,000 deaths a year. YouTube, June 28th. Iceland, even though it defaulted on its national debt a few months ago, now is having no problem attracting new international investors for new debt. This is the model that Greece and the EU countries cannot ignore, but it also is a sign that institutional investors have lost contact with reality. Yahoo, June 28. Japan workers engaged in repair on the Fukushima reactor discovered that 15 tons of radioactive water have leaked into the ground. This is a minor issue compared to other sources of contamination, but it underscores the fact that progress is slow and many problems remain. Yahoo, June 28. Electronic Privacy Information Center has official documents showing that the TSA employees are developing cancer and heart disease, possibly triggered by working near full-body X-ray scanners. Yes, those things should be banned. TSA also has withheld information that links scanners to cancer. Actually, we should ban the TSA, period. We don't need your papers, please, at every airport. Reminds me of Casablanca or something. Video. Canola and soybean oils are used as pesticides. Remember, you just start reading the labels and you'll see that if it has canola as well as other oils saying it will use cotton oil or soy oil, if it has canola in there, that's the one they're using because that's the cheapest oil. So remember, anytime you see this word, it's in there, and that's genetically altered too. It's not normal. Canola and soybean oils are used as pesticides, but Americans eat it every day in food. At first, we thought that the problem was in the 4% of ingredients that are not canola, but a close view of the label revealed canola is the active pesticide ingredient. The other 4% is listed as inactive ingredients. Natural News, June 28. New Mexico, top U.S. military nuclear research lab has been ordered to stay closed after flames reached it, and the local town began evacuating. Officials say that all high-risk materials are safe, though. The New Zealand Herald, June 28. U.S. George Soros, yes, the man who's trying to destroy America, has been financing campaigns to have judges appointed by committees of lawyers rather than elected by voters. If successful, the courts will be totally controlled by large law firms and their wealthy clients like Soros. So you give Soros, so we can't bring him to justice. He will just own the judges, basically. Fox News, June 27th. Microsoft filed a patent in 2009 enabling government agencies to eavesdrop on Skype phone calls. That's right. If you're on Skype, you're being monitored. Now that it owns Skype, because Microsoft bought up the Skype business, there is nothing to prevent implementation of this technology if not already being used. Tom's Guide, June 27th. Video. New York, woman arrested for filming police conducting a traffic stop in front of her house. She believed that racial profiling was the basis for the stopping the motorist and wanted to document the action. When her video was shown on local TV and generated such a surge of local support for her, the case was dismissed. Like it should have been. She was on her own property and was doing nothing but filming them. If they have nothing to hide, as they tell us, why be concerned that they're being videotaped? They tell us if you have nothing to hide, let's just turn it around on them. They deserve the same treatment. It's called being equal on this. U.S. TSA defends forcing 95-year-old cancer patient in a wheelchair to remove her adult diaper so they could perform a pat-down on her. CBS News, June 27. Yes, this lady going home to die, and the last thing she'll remember is being assaulted by TSA. Isn't that something to die with on your mind? Having your dignity destroyed? U.S. Texas passes a watered-down version of the anti-groping TSA bill. As predicted by the Unfiltered News, it contains loopholes that allow TSA to continue doing exactly what it has been doing, so long as it claims to have reasonable suspicion. We're all under reasonable suspicion then. Newser, June 27. Japan. Some residents who live close to the Fukushima reactor now have radioactive urine. The bad news is that they have it. The good news is that they are excreting it. Japan Times, June 27. Sweden preschool launches a program to eliminate gender roles in traditional family relationships. The use of words such as him and her are banned. This is a core mission of the National Education Curriculum, based on the theory that society gives boys an unfair edge. Really? Daily Mail, June 27. A video from 60 Minutes segment presents the shocking story of the growing number of American children who are homeless and occasionally even hungry. 60 Minutes, June 26. George Soros says the EU will fall apart unless it creates a common fund financed by taxes from all countries to put in their pockets, of course, to bail out banks in need. That's right. In other words, he advocates more of what has brought on the economic crisis in the first place. This man needs to be arrested by somebody, somewhere over there where he's at. He's over in Europe somewhere. They need to get a law and find something he's done wrong and arrest him. This guy's got to be taken out of service. He's got too much money and he's using it for all the wrong reasons. This is Yahoo, June 26. Another video. The Obama look-alike comic understands the left-right paradigm and makes jokes about both sides. When he believed his act at the Republican Leadership Conference last week and poked fun at the Democrats, all was fine. But when he began to poke at the Republicans, he was pulled off stage. No, we are not including this story because we favor Democrats, and no, we don't blame the Republicans. After all, they were paying the bill. Just thought you'd like to know. Yahoo, June 25th. Greece. Government has agreed to higher taxes and austerity measures to obtain new loans from international banks, supposedly to help them out of debt crisis caused by too many old loans. None of the new money will go into the Greek economy. All of it will be applied to interest on the old loans. See, the money, all they're doing is paying off the cronies. This is driving the Greeks into rebellion, and it should. We should be in a rebellion because we're trying to do the same austerity here. It is a classic example of the game called bailout, explained in G. Edward Griffin's book, The Creature from Jekyll Island, a second look at Federal Reserve. This is an RT post, June 24. U.S. Missouri River flooding was no accident. It was caused by a deliberate strategy adopted by the Army Corps of Engineers to abandon flood control as a primary objective and replace it with preservation of so-called endangered species. Yeah, they destroyed a bunch of farmland to save one or two species that nobody even knows about. Dams were opened to simulate a spring surge of water that benefits a few species of fish. Environmentalism strikes again. American Thinkers article, June 24th. New study on fluoride warns of significant damage to the nervous system and illness like Alzheimer's, which can take 20 years to develop. It warns against letting children use fluoridated toothpaste. I've seen the commercials now. They're saying no fluoride in this toothpaste for your toddlers. This is the PR Newswire, post June 24th. Another video here is Poland. Former employee of Orlega.com, an airline catering company, says it may be a conduit for delivering chemicals to commercial aircraft to create chemtrails. The area covered are Eastern Europe and Southeast Asia. This is the Orlega.com scandal, posted June 24th. U.S. Corrosion is causing leaks at most nuclear sites, and radioactive material has seeped into the groundwater and soil. Amounts are extremely small, and officials say it's far below hazardous levels. We think this is probably true, but officials are not known for their total honesty in such matters. We dare not dismiss this news as not important. New Zealand Herald, June 24th. Massachusetts man who's filming police beating citizen was arrested and charged with a felony. This case is winding its way through the courts and may set a legal precedent. The man is defended by the ACLU, not one of our favorite organizations, but in this case they are doing the right thing. Pixcu, June 24th. Well, I think that's all. But UK family of four bought 4 acres of land and is nearly self-sufficient by growing their own food. However, the government is forcing them off their land because only commercial growers are allowed to grow. People, factory farms to boost the agricultural area. Now they will not be able to survive without welfare. Making people dependent on the government is what happens in all collectivist states. This is Devin. Well, that's all I got time for. This is the rest of them. I'll glance over. This is it. Check it out. Links at the bottom. Good day.